Most people, when they think about the worst maritime disasters in history, they think Titanic, 1,500 dead, the unsinkable ship. You know the story. But there is a ship at the bottom of the Red Sea that most people have never heard of. A ship that didn't just sink, a ship that exploded so violently, it threw a 70-ton locomotive through the air like a toy. Inside this wreck right now, there are motorcycles, army trucks, thousands of loaded rifles, and boxes of boots. The ship's name translates from Scottish Gaelic as Blue Thistle. What happened to it on the night of October 6, 1941, nobody on board ever expected. And what lives inside it now is something nobody planned for either. This is the SS Thistlegorm, and this is its story. To understand why this ship matters, you need to understand what was inside it. It's 1941. Britain is at war. North Africa is a battlefield, and the British Army desperately needs supplies, tanks, weapons, vehicles, everything, shipped from Scotland all the way to Egypt. The SS Thistlegorm is given the job, and they pack it like you wouldn't believe. 2 full-size steam locomotives, each one weighing over 70 tons, hundreds of BSA military motorcycles, brand new, still in crates. Bedford Army trucks, Bren gun carriers, armored combat vehicles, thousands of Lee-Enfield rifles, still loaded ammunition, torpedoes, aircraft parts and rubber Wellington boots, boxes and boxes of them. This wasn't a ship. This was a floating military warehouse the size of a city block. 48 crew members sailed south with this cargo. Through the Atlantic, around the Cape of Good Hope into the Red Sea, they were almost there. Almost. October 6, 1941. 1:30 in the morning, the Red Sea. Anchor dropped, crew sleeping, waiting for a convoy escort. A bomb strike caused a catastrophic ammunition explosion that literally tore the ship in two and threw multi-ton locomotives dozens of meters from the hull. The ship sank in under 4 minutes. The explosion was so bright it lit up the night sky, and it gave away the position of another ship anchored nearby, the Rosalie Mahler. German bombers spotted that flash, came back 2 days later and sank her too. One explosion claimed 2 ships, and on the ocean floor, the blast scattered wreckage and cargo across an area now mapped at almost 22 hectares, roughly the size of 30 football fields. 9 crew members died, and 41 were rescued by the nearby ship HMS Carlisle. Now here's what nobody talks about. After the war ended, the Thistlegorm was forgotten, not classified, not protected, just forgotten. For 15 years, it sat on the ocean floor completely alone, no record of exactly where it was. When Jacques Cousteau finally found it in the 1950s, he didn't report it. He raised the ship's bell, the captain's safe, and a motorcycle for himself. And then, according to legend, he cut down the ship's mast, the one landmark that could lead anyone else to the wreck. The man who discovered the Thistlegorm made sure nobody else would, which is why mass diving at the site only began in the 1990s. When divers finally started reaching the Thistlegorm in the 19th, what they found was a living city. Today, the Thistlegorm is a true underwater museum and the world's most famous scuba diving site. Among the corals, you can see sunken BSA motorcycles and Bedford trucks, but here's the part that keeps divers up at night. The Thistlegorm didn't just become a reef, it became a hunting ground. Oceanic whitetip sharks patrol the outer edges of the wreck. These are not the small, curious reef sharks you see in travel photos. This species has another name divers rarely say out loud, the shipwreck shark. It's known as the brown shark, shipwreck shark, whitetip shark, or lesser white shark, because historically, it was the first predator to arrive at disasters in open water. When the USS Indianapolis sank in 1945, whitetips were drawn in by the explosions and the blood in the water, in what's still called the worst shark attack in recorded history. These are deep-water apex predators, slow, deliberate, and completely unafraid of humans. Oceanographer Jacques Cousteau, the same man who discovered this wreck, once called the oceanic white-dip the most dangerous of all sharks. They circle, they watch, they wait. Napoleon wrasse, some of the largest fish in the ocean, have been coming to this wreck for decades. Individual fish, ones that divers have given names to, fish that return to the same spot every single day. They're enormous, up to 2 meters long, and they will swim right up to your face and stare at you, like they're deciding something. At night, and night dives here are famous. The whole ship transforms. Lionfish emerge from every crevice. Scorpionfish, almost completely invisible against the rust, sit perfectly still on the motorcycles and wait for something to swim too close. The ship that carried weapons now carries something more dangerous, a fully functioning predator ecosystem. To dive the Thistlegorm, you need at least 20 log dives. These requirements exist primarily for diver safety, and to protect the historical site there are over 3 million shipwrecks on the ocean floor. 3 million. And we've explored less than